For anybody that's been paying attention, y'all know the WNBA is just as much about drama as it is basketball. And the Indiana Fever, with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, just added another controversial chapter. During Indiana's 90-86 win over Chicago, Dijonai Carrington was ejected in the first half after making forceful contact with Sophie Cunningham's face and neck area as she attacked the basket. Official reviewed the play and upgraded it to a flagrant 2, automatically ejecting Carrington. Now I'm on Twitter. For all y'all on X, especially if you're on the sports segment of X, there's a lot of back and forth about Caitlin, Angel Reese, Sophie Cunningham, and they go down that racial aspect, which it really shouldn't, but that's where it goes. So this basketball play was only the beginning of the drama, because after the game, Cunningham questioned Carrington's intentions, and Carrington posted white privilege on social media while tagging the Fever. And the coaches from both teams offered very different perspectives on what happened. So is this simply a hard basketball foul, or did something deeper fuel the confrontation? I think we all know the answer. So you'll see here, Sophie Cunningham driving towards the basket, Carrington trying to stop the layup, the contact went high, Carrington struck Cunningham across the face and neck, sending Cunningham off balance. They reviewed it, flagrant 2, and that meant Carrington's night was over. Cunningham wasn't happy. The two players exchanged words afterwards. You could see what Sophie said to her. Call it a B word. You know where it's going to go from there. But here's what made it even more interesting. Cunningham said she didn't understand where the hostility was coming from because according to her, she and Carrington don't really have a personal relationship. She characterized the fouls unnecessary and intentional and suggested Carrington may have had some frustration she wanted to release. Thing is, with Sophie though, she just took a hard foul not too long ago. Sophie Cunningham went even further. She argued that playing Indiana brings enormous attention because Fever games are frequently nationally televised and closely followed. That's true. Her theory, some opponents may understand that anything controversial involving the Fever is going to become a major story. Now keep in mind, Sophie Cunningham is the same person who did the finger point, and she know how viral that was going to go. That was on every other meme for a few days. She says Carrington was looking for that kind of attention. Now, whether that's actually why she committed the foul is something only she knows. But Cunningham's point reflects something undeniable about Indiana. For better or worse, everything surrounding this team gets amplified. A hard foul ain't just a hard foul, it becomes a national debate, and that's exactly what happened here. The other thing that happens is, since it's so divided and polarized, when Caitlin Clark got shut down by A'ja Wilson, MVP, back-to-back and all that, half the people were saying A'ja Wilson fouled Caitlin Clark, half the other people were saying Caitlin Clark flopped. She sold the game. You know what I'm saying? She missed 2 free throws. So that's where it is online. And then y'all know that conversation moves away from basketball. After the ejection, Carrington posted white privilege on Threads. It's not funny, but like, why? And tagged the Indiana Fever. That's even worse. The article reports that Cunningham rejected the suggestion that race had anything to do with Carrington being thrown out. Good job by her. She pointed to her own history. She noted that she herself had been previously ejected for a hard foul, said she deserved that ejection. That's big on her part too. We talked about that. But her argument was, essentially, if you commit a play officials determine it meets flagrant 2, you getting tossed regardless of who you are. Now, we could debate whether they made the right call, we could debate intent, but determining someone's motivation requires way more evidence than a replay can provide. But that post that she put up with the white privilege, that sent people over the edge. The crazy part is Cunningham's own coach wasn't willing to say Carrington intentionally targeted her. Stephanie White, who's had problems with Caitlin Clark on the sideline, we know that, and previously coached Carrington with Connecticut, called it a hard foul and agreed the officials made the correct decision to eject her, but she said she ain't believe she deliberately did it to hurt Cunningham or anything. All she was saying is that's how she plays, she's aggressive, so we wouldn't expect anything less. The Chicago coach, Marsh, he said he thought she was making a play on the basketball. He did acknowledge he ain't go back and review the replay or anything like that. He was just backing his player up. And then Carrington already has a history with the fever. During the 2024 playoffs, she accidentally made contact with Caitlin Clark's eye while defending the pass, leaving Clark with a black eye. Both Clark and Carrington publicly described the incident as accidental, although the play continued generating controversy afterwards. You know how that online thing go. Carrington also pushed back against the idea that she's a dirty player, arguing she plays aggressive and attempts to make legitimate basketball plays. That context helps explain why Saturday's foul exploded so quickly. People weren't judging the one isolated play. They was bringing years of arguments, past history, everything leading up to it, and most of the things that lead up to it are off the court politics. I just think it was a hard foul. I do think that Sophie Cunningham's hard foul a little while ago may have played into it. The history may have played into it, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. It was definitely a hard foul. She should have got tossed. It should be kept right there. But they feed into what goes in online. Online contributes to what goes on the court, and it just becomes this big circular thing. So when I go back online, I'm going to see some crazy comments. I'm going to go back and forth with some people. Sometimes that's fun, but there is a limit to it, because when you bring that race element in it, you don't want that to spill over into real life. And that's what seems to be happening with the narratives and everything. So let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy Dell, Second Take. Till next time, we out.